Alright, so today we're going to go take a look at Wizard King Julius, the first ever festival unit to release on Black Clover Mobile. We're going to take a look at the gear set, talent tree, skill pages, team comps, all the stuff, everything that is going to be benefiting this unit. And yeah, so y'all should be seeing this video just a few hours before I do go up live with the Asia server summons. And by the time that I will be live, it will be Christmas, so I want to wish you guys all a very, very Merry Christmas. I'm actually spending like most of my day with you guys as well, so if y'all are new, drop a like, hit this up, it would help me out a ton especially. And hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays to you and your family and your friends and all the stuff. And hopefully you have a good time. Alright, but let's get over to Pridewind so we can take a look as to what this unit is doing, because he's broken, right? I mean, he's the first ever festival unit for a reason, and he's broken. Alright, so first skill is going to be single target damage, applies 5% decreased stamina to the enemy, and then if the attack is a critical hit, apply a 5% increased stamina to all allies. So kind of already you kind of get an idea of what you want to run with this unit, and it's just insane. You know, anytime a unit has stamina or speed built into their kit already, they are kind of PvP meta, right? Because speed, stamina, those are the two main factors that kind of dominate the PvP meta for a very, very long while. And especially with Julius, you know, releasing now, and then Noel being out already, Finral, Voltos, all those guys, they are just broken for PvP, so you already know why. But this is just insane for first skill as well. And then if you do get the critical hit, then increase stamina by 5% to your entire team, which is not too bad. Definitely take it. Second skill here is going to be the crazy one. I mean, this and his ultimate are both insane. So he has a 50% chance to inflict time stop onto an enemy for 2 turns, and then grants himself increased speed level 3 for 1 turn. This is AoE damage, by the way. So the reason why this is so broken is because time stop is insane. This is, no, I wouldn't say the only factor to countering Noel, but this does play a gigantic role. So as y'all know, right, Noel's skill 2 is kind of what makes her go from like good to just insanely broken, because applying the Blessing of Water, which is the whole counter attack mechanic, the barrier to your entire allies team, and then grants all allies increased favor damage by 10%. This is just insane. So having a skill 2 just makes her, like I said, just the best unit in the game, right? You know, in conjunction with Julius. But having this, if you do land the 50% chance to inflict time stop onto her, then essentially you nullify her skill 2. So you're just able to defect the skill 2 and increase this cooldown by 1 turn, which means that Noel will not be able to use this for a minute. And then you are also increasing your speed as well, so it's going to be more opportunities for Julius to get attacks in and just potentially get rid of Noel before she can even proc off her skill 2, right? Because I feel like this is like the main factor of why a lot of people lose, because this is so broken, just insane. So you shut this down with Julius, then essentially you kind of secured the double Noel, and that's one less unit you have to worry about. Or even just, I mean, taking on Noel for the most part kind of secures the dub in a lot of matches. So if you get rid of Noel, then you kind of win, right? Because everyone is going to be running Noel and Julius, but you know, getting rid of Noel is already one big factor enough, right? So that is the skill 2 here. And then the ultimate stuns the enemy for 1 turn. It is single target damage, by the way, and then applies a 20% decreased stamina to the enemy, and then gains an extra turn if this attack does kill the enemy. So this is insane. And again, just in case, okay, just in case that Noel somehow manages to proc off her barrier before Julius does get an attack in, then you get the guarantee stun on the ultimate. So this is insane. So let's just say that Noel procs off her barrier, or let's just say Rodis, right? Because I know a lot of people are probably going to use Rodis in conjunction with Noel and Julius. So let's just say Rodis procs off his barrier, right? The only thing is that you have to bear in mind, against Rodis, Julius stun is completely useless because he doesn't, Rodis barrier does have stun prevention, so this is not great. But if Noel does get her barrier in, then you are able to provide the stun against Noel, meaning that she will not be able to, most likely she'll probably be ulting the very next turn. So that kind of takes care of Noel for like a turn or two, and then allows you to get some other attacks in and potentially even kill the unit before she does get ult, right? Because if that unit ults, y'all know she does insane damage. Yeah, just increased magic attack is just insane overall. So if you're able to get rid of Noel, then you are good. So I like that. And then you're also decreasing their stamina by 20%, which is going to be super helpful. And then if for some reason you do manage to actually kill the enemy that you are attacking, then you do get to get in another skill, which is going to be quite handy. So I love it. I think this is insane. Really good. It's just very broken. Guaranteed stun is huge. There's not a lot of units that can prevent this, by the way. So you know, I like this a lot. And the second skill as well, just his kit overall is really good, really insane. It just, I think for a festival unit, it is Very nice, very nice. Okay, and then combined attack here is upon having a buff, applies attacks after applying a 30% increased damage to yourself, and then applies 10% decreased stamina to the enemy. So not too bad. I will say though, okay, actually I lied, because with this unit you are gonna have a buff. Never mind, I lied. So yeah, this is insane. And then when it comes to his LR passive here, for every 15 speed gain, gain a 3% increased damage. Gain 1 stack of time accumulation every turn, max 5 stacks. So this is the whole ultimate increased damage thing. So time accumulation is special skill damage plus 10%. So every single turn that passes, so it's not even Julius by the way, it's like your entire team. Every single person that does, you know, turn bypass, then he is gaining 1 stack of this up to 5 stacks. So on his ultimate, he is able to dish out a 50% damage increase on his ult, which is going to be insane, just allowing you to kind of go in and Oko Noel, even with her barrier potentially. So it is insane. But if you don't get rid of Noel, then, you know, you get the guaranteed stun on her, which is just as good, right? So I like it. And then the LR+2 passive is when you die for the first time in battle, use regression and return to life with 45 max HP. This effect can only activate once per battle. So the reason why a lot of us have been saying to go ahead and save your dupes for Julius is because if you get him to LR+2, he only revives with 45% max HP, but if you get him to LR+5, the unit will revive with 100% max HP. So that is kind of why a lot of us do recommend you get him max dupe, because 45%, yes, that's great, but I just keep in mind he is an attacking unit, which means that he's not going to have a lot of HP. He's not going to have some crazy meta sets where, you know, you're going to be taking like a defense or HP set or anything like that. This unit is just having a low amount of HP already, so you want him to revive with as much HP as you can, so that way he can come in and kind of clean up house with whatever units that are left on the enemy team. All right, so that is going to be what he is capable of doing. Now let's go back and take a look at his gear set, all that stuff. So when it comes to his gear set, right, bear in mind I do have mine maxed out and everything, and as you can see the LR+2 passive here, he does revive with 100% max HP, as you can see. So when it comes to his gear set, this is what I am running, okay? And you are able to swap some sets out, okay? So let me explain. So the first two set, obviously gold set of attack, I think this is just pretty standard for a lot of units. I mean, like 90% of the DPS units in the game will most of the time have this attack set, just because increased 7% physical and magic attack is just really insane. Something that you definitely want to have with a DPS unit, especially such as Julius, I think is crazy. So this is going to be a gear set I do recommend you put on. Next up is 100%, you have to give him the gold speed set, okay? And the reason why is because not only is speed just, you know, allowing your DPS units to be even faster, but with this unit, as I said already, he is a unit that is based on speed. So the more speed he has, for every 15 speed he gains, then not gains, but every 15 speed the unit does have, then he is getting a 3% increased damage, which is going to be quite helpful. So just allowing him to get even more damage off potentially on whoever you attack, which is going to be great. So I love the speed set on Julius. I think it is broken. And then the last two here, you can go ahead and swap out for something else if you want to, but I gave him defense penetration. Now the reason why is because I don't keep this on all the time. It just depends on the content that I'm taking on. Like for PvE, I sometimes decide, like if I'm doing Hall of Illusions or something, depending on the fight itself, I might swap out for crit damage. If, you know, if I'm feeling penetration that day, then I'll go with penetration. But, you know, you kind of cannot go wrong with defense penetration or crit damage. But I think majority of y'all, I think the best set would be to run crit damage with them. So I think in that sense, this is going to be a great gear set. Now, if you want to, you can run crit damage as a gear set. I'm sorry, not crit damage, but crit rate. Now, I know typically I tell you guys that I personally do not like to run crit rate. And as you can see, like I really don't have crit rate gear on any of my DPS units, but for some of y'all that might be an option because maybe it's something that you do have available. So crit rate could be a gear set that you want to throw on, but I personally just think it is better to just go ahead and go for a crit rate as part of your gear subsets, not an actual gear 2-piece set, if that makes sense, because it only offers a like, let me show you here. It is for gold crit rate. I don't even have the piece, but a gold crit rate only gives you a 5% increase in crit rate for a 2-piece set, and then a like 10% for a 4-piece set. In my opinion, it's just not worth it. I definitely do think you are better off running crit damage, defense penetration, something else that is going to benefit the unit and allowing him to do more damage. So in that sense, I like it. But yeah, for accessories, you want to, I know a lot of us don't have great accessories. Work with what you have. If you are able to get crit rate, crit damage 1000%, that is what you want to go for this unit, and then try to get that up as much as possible. So the more crit rate he has, the better. The more crit damage he has, the better. You kind of wouldn't just let this unit nuke if you can. especially combined with units such as Voltos, Finral, especially speed units that are going to help him do even more damage and just allowing the unit to be a lot faster. So that is a gear set I think is going to be, in my opinion, the best one. I like this a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it has been doing wonders for me. I rarely change this gear set. If the only one I'm changing out is just the defense penetration, like I said, but majority of times I do have this on and it does work out very, very nice. Because you also have to keep in mind, with this team, or with the team that you're probably going to take with Julius, more than likely you are running a support type unit that can potentially buff up crit rate, you know, etc. So it's pointless to run a crit rate gear set. So if you want to run this, it would not be a bad idea. But if you don't want to run defense penetration, or if you don't have access to it, then crit damage would be just as great, if not even better, because I know some of y'all don't even have this. So that is the gear set for Julius. And then when it comes to the talent tree node, I went ahead and gave him the 7% increase in magic attack, which I think is probably going to be the best one. And then the 2.5% increased crit rate up to 5 times per wave is going to be these two are probably going to be the best ones, if I'm being honest with you. You don't want to give this unit magic attack. As you can see, when it comes to the stats overall, he is primarily magic. So that is something you want to focus on. Do not give physical, okay? It's just not worth it, but magic for sure. And then for the defense one, I gave him 20% increase in defense, and then the 4% defense and crit resistance up to 5 times per wave. I think that is just great overall. With this unit, he's not really having any kind of, you know, like anything. He doesn't have anything related to his kit in terms of defense or anything. So you don't want to give him anything, you know, like max HP or anything PvE related. Just I think these two are probably going to work out the best for him, if I'm being honest. If you want to, you can give him this one, which I believe is if you are 35% HP or lower, then you apply a debuff block to yourself. You can give him that if you want to, but I just think that having that crit rate and extra defense is just going to be, I mean, not crit rate, but the crit resistance is going to be just a little bit better for Julius, if I'm being honest with you. So that's what I gave him, and to be honest with you, it's been working out quite nicely for me. So no complaints from my end. And then for the last two, obviously, okay, I'm super duper biased when it comes to the talent node. I love it. This is a 20% chance to reset skill 2, which, you know, skill 2 for Julius is the whole time stop. So if you can have this reset, then it is just going to be insane for both PvE and PvP. Primarily for PvP, but still just overall insane, and it does do insane AoE damage as well. So I like it. And then this is going to be 5% increased accuracy and 5% penetration, so even more offense stats and allowing the unit to do more damage. So yeah, that is the talent node that I gave him. Very similar to my other magic attack users as well. And then when it comes to skill page here, obviously his skill page is going to be the best in slot. You want his skill page as much as you can, because his skill page, let me actually go ahead and over to Pride and Win and show y'all real quick. His skill page is insanely good. So we go to skill page, we go to SSR here. Julius, where are you? Okay, so it is going to be a 10% increase all attack base. So if you pull it once, then you're getting a 10% physical and magic attack, which is already broken, okay? And then if you do apply it to Julius, he reduces the stamina of the targeted enemy to 0. So whichever enemy you choose, because it is AoE damage, but you do have to choose one target, then you completely remove the stamina or reduce the stamina of that unit you chose to 0, which is broken. So broken. And then you have a 60% chance to apply a 10% decreased stamina to all enemies other than the targeted one. So this is insane. Super broken. This is why his skill page is one of the best ones to get in the entire game. And keep in mind that he is not going to be a general pool unit. This is the only time he will be here up until half anniversary, right? So if you don't get him now, you don't get a skill page now, then good luck. You will have to rely on other ones. So just kind of wanted to let y'all know that. But then when it comes to some substitutes, obviously you can run this one if you would like to. I do have the 20% increase overall damage. Mine is maxed out, by the way. I believe if you have it at level 1, it should be 12%, so that's not too bad. If you want to give him Asta, Season 1 Asta is insane because it does provide, let me see, what is it? A 12% increase in crit damage, which is really good. You could give him the Red Yami, which allows him to get crit rate even more so, but I think the purple one, this page is going to be better for Julius in my opinion. So those are some substitute skill pages. And then if you want to rock with some SR ones, then this is not too bad. 12% increased damage overall. For an SR skill page, this is extremely goated for a DPS unit. So if you want to rock this, I think a lot of people have access to this one as well. So this is not one that you should overlook. if you are slacking on skill pages and you don't have Julius or the purple one, which everyone has the purple one by the way, but if it's occupied for another unit, then absolutely run this one, and I think you'll be a-okay to go. All right, so let's move on to team comps. Right now with Julius, most likely you are probably running something like this. Okay, this is insane for PvE. For PvE, this is probably like the best team setup. Just not in terms of like overall nuking, but if you're just trying to do like your daily content or gear farming or etc, whatever it may be, then this is going to be your quote-unquote general team that you can use. Now if you want to rock with like a nuking setup, then obviously, you know, take season 2 gold, take Sally, take whoever you need to provide Julius with that nuking setup, but ideally you're not going to run that in PvE, right? So that's kind of out the window. But this is the team I've been running. It's my highest CC team, well, excluding Black also, but yeah, this team is insane. Absolutely disgusting. Barrier, DPS, and then defending unit, which is crazy. For PvP, however, then you are probably going to run something like this. Most likely it will probably be Mars and Voltos. The reason why I say Voltos over Finral is because if you don't know, it's stamina over speed in this game. So Finral does focus on speed, Voltos focus on stamina, so that's why Voltos is quote-unquote better, but both are just as equally good and broken. So just in case you didn't know, there you go. Yeah, a lot of y'all are probably gonna do Voltos and then have the, you know, combo ultimate was Mars to get the 40% AoE stun off. If you are able to, then great. And plus Voltos does increase magic attack, which is going to be benefiting both of these two units as well. So none of them are physical attack type users, only magic. So Voltos increasing magic attack is insane. Also increased stamina to help these guys as well. So this is going to be probably the PvP team you're running. Like 95% of y'all will be running this, okay? If it's not Voltos, then for my whales, it will be a maxed out William. Maxed out William, by the way, is the fastest unit in the game. If not Mars, then you're probably rocking Rodis. You're going to be rocking a speed unit and defending unit for this last slot. Like I'm like 90%, a lot of y'all are going to run this. So this would probably be the team comp. And then for defending unit, then you can probably do something if you want to. Now this is going to be crazy to run, right? Because you're lacking speed. This would be insane. Okay, this would be honestly disgusting because Mimosa can be very, very annoying with the whole resurrection and everything. So if you want to run this, that would not be too bad. But again, you are lacking a speed unit, so there's a good chance that by the time you get a turn in, most of your team is already dead. All right, so that is that. But I think just better safe than sorry. If you want to run this for both PvE and PvP, this would be my go-to setup. And for presets here, it would look something like this. Okay, I think this is probably the best thing you want to run. And then yeah, after that you'll be good to go. It's like you're gonna have such an insane win rate. The only thing is that you have to worry on global because whales have like the most massive advantage ever, because there is a pay to win pack that does allow them to have the level 3 speed increase stone on their talent. So yeah, instead of this +1, they actually have it available as a bundle for you to buy it, and so you get the +3 speed, which I don't like. I actually hate that a lot. It almost ruins PvP completely for me. But if you do want to run that, then you can. Okay, you just have to be worried that you will not be outsped. But overall, that is the team comp for Julius. You cannot go wrong with it, and I feel like most of us do have Noel, by the way, as well. Most of us probably picked up from a gateway. But if you don't have Noel, then you can run this unit with pretty much anyone else, right? I don't think if you want to run, you know, a healer for PvE, then you can. For PvP, this works just as well. If not, then Lotus would be insane. This would be a really, really good team as well. So you have a few options, right? Just kind of play with whatever you do have. But I want to give y'all the team comps that I've been running as well, and stuff that has generally worked out in the past for me. So this is what I'm rocking with, all right? But I'll go ahead and end it there. Let me know, what do y'all think? And just a few more hours until Julius. That is crazy, right? But I'll end it there. You know, take care. Happy holidays, and I will see y'all in a few hours, right? Take care. Peace.